Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula, and welcome to another Pokemon Go discussion video. So recently we had the anniversary event end in Pokemon Go, and we do not have another in-game event lined up. Now, a lot of players were scratching their heads over this, considering that there always typically is an in-game event, but for the first time, we're going to go for about 2 weeks without any sort of event. I'm going to be talking about the implications behind this, and why I think it's not a bad idea that Niantic calms down on having in-game events in Pokemon Go. Alright, so with that said, let's roll the intro and get right into it. Alright, so just like I stated, we currently do not have an in-game event in Pokemon Go, and this is peculiar for a number of reasons. First and foremost, Niantic typically has an in-game event lined up in Pokemon Go, no matter what time of year it is. And the reason why they do this is because the in-game events drive up engagement within this game. The more players that are playing their game, the better it's going to look overall. So Niantic is usually on top of things when it comes to in-game events, and they typically have something for players to do on any given moment. But for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have pretty much nothing going on in Pokemon Go aside from general spawns and the current raid rotation. The only events that are going to be happening during this time period is going to be, of course, Starly Community Day as well as Pokemon Go Fest Seattle, and that's pretty much going to be it. Now, when it comes to this period of having no events, there's going to be pros and cons. The big con, of course, is, like I mentioned, there's going to be a lack of engagement with Pokemon Go, and a lot of players are probably going to take a break from the game during this time period. This is, of course, because the wild spawns that are currently available within the season of Go are pretty lackluster, and not a lot of players are excited about them. If the wild spawns had something really exciting to them, then I'm sure a lot more players would be interested in playing the game during this time period, but unfortunately, it seems like a lot of players will be disinterested, unless of course they are brand new to the game and they're looking to fill up their Pokedex. Another major con is, of course, the fact that we do not have any kind of bonuses right now, aside from the ones with Season of Go. Typically, with these in-game events, they give some sort of bonus to enhance the gameplay, but we're not going to have any of that for the time being. Now, in my opinion, I don't think these cons are a big deal. I mean, yes, there's going to be less engagement during this time period, and people you would like to raid with or play with are probably going to take a break from the game. But in general, I do not think it's going to be that severe, and it's not going to cause players to quit the game outright. And of course, when it comes to the wild spawns, even though there's nothing interesting currently out there, you should still go out and catch as much as you can, specifically for the Stardust, because that is a resource that you will always need. Whether it be for PvP or for raid battles, you are always in need of powering up many of your Pokemon, so getting as much Stardust as you possibly can at all times is going to be ideal for pretty much every Pokemon Go player. So yeah, even though there are a couple of cons to having no events right now, I do not think it's that much of a big deal. And I did say at the top of this video that I actually think it's a good thing that we do not have any in-game events right now. Well, that is because of a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I do think that players have been experiencing event fatigue for quite some time now, considering that there's always something going on in Pokemon Go, and it's really hard to keep up. Considering that there's constantly a new shiny or a new Pokemon or a new costume Pokemon being introduced into Pokemon Go, it's creating a lot of pressure for every player. And for players who are not able to play as much as they could during a particular event, it's going to create a sense of FOMO as well. Having a break from in-game events does give you the opportunity to have a breather when it comes to Pokemon Go. There's going to be no pressure during this time period to catch a specific Pokemon or a specific shiny, so you can kind of play the game freely for the next 2 weeks, and that's a pretty good thing. I also think this is a great opportunity for you to explore other aspects of Pokemon Go that you may not necessarily care about right now. For example, this could be a good time to try out the Go Battle League, like if you haven't been PvPing at all well lately, then take this off time to invest in some PvP Pokemon and trying them out in the Go Battle League. You could also do a whole bunch of raid battles. That is always going to be a staple activity. There's the legendary birds that are currently out right now, and we have no idea when they are going to return to Pokemon Go, and I predict it's going to be a long time. So if you do not have yourself a Zapdos or a Moltres yet, then you should go out and do as much of these raids as you possibly can so that you could stock up on their candies as well as collect their shinies, especially because they will probably not return for a very long time. Overall, I'm honestly glad that we could kind of take a break right now because the in-game events have been pretty up and down for the last couple of months, and I do think this downtime is also going to be a good thing for Niantic as well. They do not have the pressure to come up with a phenomenal event. They could go back to the drawing board and come up with some really good events that we could have in the next few months, which I am actually looking forward to. Now, I kind of want to shift gears a little bit and talk about whether or not Niantic should have these break periods within Pokemon Go throughout the year. I think it goes without question that players are feeling event fatigue, so Niantic could alleviate this by having these break periods every so often. They could have a couple of months where they have back-to-back events, and then have other months where only one event is going on during that month, and then the rest of the month is going to be this sort of break period. I think that could be very healthy for Pokemon Go players, especially for those of us who are feeling a bit of burnout, because right now, when it comes to these in-game events, there's always something that we need to catch, whether it be a shiny or a brand new Pokemon. So I really do think having these sort of break periods could be a good thing. But I could be completely alone in this. I know there's a lot of players out there who are looking for some sort of in-game event, mainly because that's what's driving them to play Pokemon Go. But to be honest with you, although the last couple events have been kind of lackluster and really disappointing, mainly because the event spawns have been just riddled with Pokemon that we do not need. And for some reason, Niantic seems to always want to go back to the Kanto starters with these events, and I really do think that as much as players need a break from these in-game events, Niantic needs to take a break as well, so they can come up with better events. I know I'm pretty much repeating myself at this point, but I really do think this is something that Niantic should consider. Give us a break from in-game events for a couple of weeks, and take that time to come up with better events when you start rolling out different in-game events into Pokemon Go once again. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts regarding this break period, but I would love to know your thoughts down below. Are you disappointed that Niantic is not giving us an in-game event during the rest of July, or are you actually happy that Niantic is taking a break from giving us events so that you yourself can have a break? Let me know down below and let's have a great discussion. And if you ended up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support my channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.